I think you should make a cowboy hat part of the uniform when we're not wearing bump helmets.
We got car keep on another. Help him out. Come on.
All right, let's go. Hey, scan for any other threats or possibilities for getting hurt. Hey, you call 911 and have a fake conversation. One of y'all two calm him down. Yeah, calm him down. All right, here, sir, come over here, sir. Come over here, sir. What's your name, sir? Here.
My friends are gonna die.
What's your name, sir? Hey, it's okay. What? I need you to talk to me over here. What happened?
They almost hit me, and then they hit each other, and now they're all bleeding, and everybody's gonna die. I don't know what to do.
We're here to help. We're here to help. What's your name, sir?
I don't know. I don't remember.
Do you have any injuries? Do you feel okay?
No,
I'm good. I'm good. Okay, you want to sit down over here for me, or do you want to stay standing up?
I gotta do something. I gotta help my friends. What am I gonna do?
It's okay. It's okay. Just pray.
I don't know how to do that.
You don't know how to do that? Okay. In that case, were you just driving along? Were you going to work or something?
I was just walking by here.
Okay. So you weren't driving?
No, I wasn't driving. I wasn't either. No,
do you know these people?
Well, these guys are my friends, but
they're your friends?
I don't know what they're doing over here.
Okay. I'm gonna go check on you. Are you okay? You want to practice your breathing? Breathe in. Now breathe out. All right. You feeling better?
Yeah. Somebody do something. Help!
I don't think
I'm sorry. You guys are here to help. All right.
Yeah,
okay.
we're here to help.
Okay.
Here, can you talk to him?
Don't hurt my friend. Don't hurt my friend, man. Stop hurting my friend. No,
excuse me, sir.
No, I gotta help him.
Excuse me, sir. I need you to get over here now. Come over here, sir.
No,
listen. Talk to me.
No, he's my friend.
Hey, what happened? Hey, we're here to. Hey, I need.
Don't hurt my friend.
Hey, are you feeling alright? Do you have any? Are you hurting anywhere? Do you have any pain? You okay, sir?
You just put me on the ground.
No, you put yourself on the ground, Mr. Karen.
You hurt me.
Hey, are you okay? Do you feel any pain anywhere? Were you in one of the vehicles?
No.
No, were you walking along?
I was going down the sidewalk and she almost hit me.
Okay, do you feel okay? Crazy. All right, you can stand up. Here, sit, sir.
She almost hit me, and she hit my friends in this car.
Okay, they're gonna be fine. Yeah, I need you to stand back, sir. It's gonna be okay. All right, you feel all right?
No,
can you
my friends got hurt.
We're helping your friend, sir. Here, yeah.
No, let me get this.
Help him.
Should we get him out?
All right. Excuse me, sir. Can you hear me, sir?
Don't hurt him like he did.
All right, I need MPA. Dropping MPA. All right, MPA's in. All right, there, I need, where are all the people? Okay, you're gonna help me get him out of the car. Have we already done a blood sweep on him? Did you sweep for blood?
There's a lot of blood.
Well, aside from his arm.
Do we need to call somebody?
He's complaining about his
Yes,
leg
the
earlier.
emergency services have been contacted.
He's complaining about his leg.
What did they say?
All right, hey, Abel, I need you to check his legs. Check that guy's legs.
He's fine. I was talking about him.
Oh, his leg. Oh, shoot.
There's a lot of blood on his leg.
Yeah, okay, we should probably apply a turn. I need you to hold his head. I'll put it on.
Lay in there. You gotta do something. It's hard. You gotta do something. It's bleeding all over the place. Don't tickle her.
These are in a very good position.
Soft teeth. You get a belt on her leg.
Oh.
Okay, he's waking up. Sir, can you hear me?
Oh.
What's your name, sir?
Oh.
We're here to help, sir. It's all right.
Who are you?
We're with NCRT. What?
Is that impaling your stomach? Who are you?
Is that a knife? I can't tell if he's just holding that. Is that supposed to be a knife?
It's supposed to be.
Oh shoot! Oh, this is not good. Hey, I need some gauze. Go get. Do you have gauze in your pack? All right, tourniquet applied. Bro, you better have.
Oh.
All right, I need. Open it. Well, you would have bled out.
You alright?
All right. Here, trauma shoes. Give me my trauma shoes. I toss them on the ground. Ice. Hey, that's what I would be saying. Yes. Here, I need these. All right, support his head. Support his head. Support his head. Thank you.
Are you hurting my friend? Are you hurting my friend?
Do you have two shirts on or
Don't
just
hurt
one?
my friends. Don't hurt my friends.
We're helping him, sir. All right, well. Hey, Make sure he has an airway. Yeah, you're supposed to hold his. Well, he's making noises so he can breathe. Doesn't sound like breathing noises to me. All right, we're keeping pressure. All right, what's going on with him? What are his injuries? Hold still, sir. Hold still. It's all right. You got it. Hold still, sir. Hold still. You're making it worse, sir. Hold still. Hey, what's the ETA on paramedics? Who was calling paramedics? Who called them?
Yeah, L.
Yeah, what's the ETA on paramedics?
What's the ETA, sir?
Hold still, sir.
All right, help us on the way.
All right. Since the car's not on fire, we don't have to move them out of the vehicles, thankfully. What's the ETA?
Hey, if you don't move them out of the vehicle, someone's gonna hit the vehicle.
No, we got traffic control. All right, Jether should be controlling traffic.
Yes, we got that.
All right, how's that patient over there doing? We need to make sure everybody's doing well, nobody's getting worse. All right, this guy has lots of blood loss, so we need to give him a blanket. Bro, this is so sticky. All right, check his breathing because he stopped making noises. We don't know if he's unconscious or just taking a break from crying. Is he breathing? Breathing slowly. All right. Can you hear me, sir? Hello? Dude, this blanket's sticking to me. Sir, can you hear me? Does he have a... Yes, but because he's had so much blood loss, his arm, his leg, and his stomach were all bleeding. But this guy, he should be okay, aside from his other injuries.
Yeah, this one's not breathing very well either. He's not breathing.
Who's not breathing? Him?
Oh, well, that's one.
Okay, I'll put an MPA.
I'm afraid it's okay.
I thought I already did that, but I can't remember.
I'm afraid it's okay.
All right, now he has a nasopharyngeal airway, so he's good. He could, yeah, see, okay. Is he still breathing? Hey, punch him in the face, please.
Hey, he's smiling. He's laughing.
Okay.
He's alive.
All right, sir, can you hear me? What's your name, sir? Hold still. We might have a neck injury. Hold still, sir. What's your name? Hold his head back. What's your name, sir? What's your name, sir? Can you hear me? Can you hear me, sir? Hello? All right, so he's still unresponsive, but he is breathing. All right, I'm gonna check on everybody else. Keep supporting his head. Did you already check his legs for blood?
I did.
Okay.
Bleeding from his head, put a tourniquet around his neck.
Yes, sir. All right, what are her injuries? Just leg wound?
Yes, leg wound.
Okay. And arm? All right, then we need a blanket because with that amount of blood loss, she could have hypothermia. So whoever has a blanket, go. Y'all should have done that a few minutes ago. Are you feeling better, sir?
No, my friends are hurt.
Why are you putting on gloves?
Wait, what's your name? You're laughing, right? You can tell me your name?
Do you remember, sir?
You know your name?
Jess, I have a question. Should we take them out of the car even though since the car's not smoking, or is it okay to just wait for paramedics? That's for us to decide? Okay. That's a good idea. Jude, can you move that car? Pretend it's one of us moving it.
She's still bleeding. Nobody's helping her. She's bleeding.
What?
I said, pretend it's one of you moving.
Okay. Yeah. All right, we're gonna transport him out. I need you to keep supporting his head, and then I got his legs. Hey, what? Come over here. What's ETA on paramedics? Oh, still. It's all right, sir. Oh, still. All right, I need to grab his waist. We're taking him out so we can treat him better.
Stop hurting him.
All right, right out here under the
Stop
car.
hurting my friend.
We're helping him. It's all right.
Stop hurting my friend.
It's all right, sir. Calm down. All right, right here. That's good. That's good. That's right. All right, that's good. All right, hold still, sir. All right, so the only injury we have is a head injury. So we need to keep him from moving in case it's a spinal injury as well. It's not too much. It's not excessive bleeding. So he's,
Caleb, this is really hot. The rocks.
No, they're not. You need to hold still, sir. Hold still. Can you hear us? What's your name, sir? What's your name? That's a good name. I'm gonna name my kid that. What was happening, sir? Can you tell us what happened?
Is he losing blood?
You okay? Can you hear us? Yes? No? All right. We just gotta keep him from moving. No, hold still, sir. We need you to hold still. Sit down, sir. We don't want you to move. It'll hurt more if you move, sir. Hold still. Stop moving, sir. It's all right. Can you hear us? Does your head hurt? All right, hold still. Hold still, it's all right. Hey, the ambulance is on the way. Hey, can you come? Oh, wait, are you an injured person or what are you?
Who was it yesterday? I don't know why.
Has somebody treated you yet, sir? Has somebody looked at you?
We didn't have any blood.
All right, you hold him still. All right.
No.
What's your name, sir?
Calvin.
Colin?
Calvin.
Calvin. Were you in the car or were you on the
I
road?
was in the back seat.
Okay. Do you have any pain? Does your head hurt? Does your back hurt?
They're dying. Just don't let them die.
No, they won't die. It's okay. Well, maybe. I don't know.
Wait, what?
They're gonna be fine. Okay. Just sit here. Do you need water or anything?
No.
Okay. All right. Let us know if you start feeling any pain or anything. All right. We're getting him out of the car.
Okay.
Oh. Yep.
So that's trauma shoes.
Sure.
All right, index. It's over. I think you saved our lives.
Well, I don't know about him. We didn't notice he was impaled until like it was 5 minutes into it. So I think he may have bled out.
He may have bled out.
Yeah.
Being impaled. Did you wound pack? It looks like you still had that there. Did anyone wound pack?
It wasn't wound packed.
Okay, yeah, he died. Everyone else lived.
We should have found a bird.
All right, everybody got around.
Good morning,
Don't tell us his name after he died.
You guys all have to attend the funeral.
All right, let's make a little circle
Making a
here,
good one.
buddy. Let's do.
Hold on.
One thing we always want to do,
You can stop moaning now.
just as important
Yeah,
as
come on
the
over. Come on over.
scenario, is to debrief. So we're going to debrief, see what we learned.
Let's wait for whoever to get over here, Steven. Props to whoever put on gloves. I don't know who that was, but one person did that.
Put on gloves. Did you put an empty
The glove
glove?
package was open.
Did you put an empty glove package in there?
No? It had gloves in it. Did nobody use gloves?
Okay, I don't know.
Anybody put on gloves?
Okay,
I don't think
never mind.
Y'all weren't worried about being sanitary?
No, we're worried about saving your life. We're in America.
What if he
so-
had AIDS? Might have killed you.
So what?
Okay, so
Gloves are in there for a reason.
is this everyone? I can't see over there.
I think it's everyone.
We got everyone?
My
Okay.
excuse for not wearing gloves is I didn't have any in my pack.
That is fair. They're only in some packs.
Raise your hand if you showed up going, oh, I know exactly what to do. I got this. No problem. I've done this a million times. Or maybe I haven't done this a million times, but I'm still confident and like I know exactly what. He felt confident.
Yeah, the role players were confident.
I did exactly what
We killed it.
Hey, you did.
Okay.
I sort of knew what to do because of the trainings. I knew we had to check for threats or any other possible ways of injuries, and then I had to calm him down. Otherwise, he'd get in everyone else's way. Stuff like that.
Did you put somebody on traffic control?
did a great job.
Jether put himself on traffic control. Thank you.
He did?
That was my first time.
No, he didn't. Caleb.
You said
Jether was a bystander.
you went. I got traffic control, and you did that.
Over there I did.
Yeah.
You're right. Over there I did. That's fine.
Oh, was this also road?
If you thought
We were in a road.
Got it. Well,
We
I
were
got
in
run
one
over
of two
multiple
lanes.
times.
I
Yeah.
wanted to do this in the actual road, but I decided not to because.
Yeah, you cops would be called.
So.
Actual cars who would think it was. Hey, at least you would have had to act out the paramedic.
Yeah,
All right,
I would have
let's
arrived.
see who can tell me something that they did really terribly.
I got something
Who
too.
can tell me something that they think they did pretty well? What?
The tourniquet on.
Okay, good job.
There you go. Yep.
Did you do it within 2 to 4 minutes of the time that the patient got injured?
It would help to know when the patient got injured.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Whatever time you arrive, just
And that was the first thing I did was put a tourniquet
So
on.
chances are you may have showed up already after the 2 to 4 minute mark, right? But you did it within 2 to 4 minutes of arriving, right? And we all know you can do it in 13 seconds anyway, so you probably did it pretty quick. Hopefully. And somebody else over here raise their hand? One of them?
Same.
Tourniquet? Okay. Good.
well with.
So
real
why?
About tourniquets, I don't think anybody wrote the time on them, which is fine.
Did anybody write the time?
I
We did.
pretended to, but
We had
Okay,
markers
well,
on
that's good
3
you
out of 4
pretended
IFACs.
So we weren't
Okay.
clear, and that's fine.
Yeah.
But when we give you an individual first aid kit or some sort of first aid kit, IFAC, short, in this type of scenario, that's yours to use however you want. Okay. So if you want to pull a pen out and write the time, that's better training than pretending. So now you know, but you didn't before. So why for Teeny and Yael, why did you play tourniquet?
Massive.
Wait, was that dude's arm even bleeding, or was it just off from the helmet? And I just put a tourniquet on because it stopped blood coming out the tank. I think that's what happened. He might not have even needed that.
Or did you see blood in front of tourniquet?
I don't think his arm was bleeding. I don't think he
Okay, what about you?
Well, I mean, I don't know, maybe it was supposed to be lots of blood.
Okay, there's also that. There's some imagination here because we can't moulage perfectly.
Absolutely.
Doing our best, so.
Well, and also, tourniquet's never like a wrong answer. You're not going to kill the person by adding a tourniquet as long as it's not on the neck.
On the neck.
You're not going to kill the person by adding a tourniquet, so that's fine.
One thing we need to improve is communication. Whoever was treating him before I walked up, whenever they left and gave me him, they didn't tell me what they did, so I had to redo a
Patient
blood
handoff,
sweep.
yeah.
There was no patient handoff essentially, so I missed the fact that he was impaled for about
I was about
another
to say,
minute.
So
And
two
he would've-
people
okay.
did a blood
Yeah.
sweep, and they both missed being impaled.
Well, no, I caught it once I finally finished my blood sweep.
Yeah.
Basically, I died
Yeah.
because
Yeah, probably.
nobody checked. So when you first showed up, I had this here, and I was holding this right, and I had wounds right, and someone just immediately came up and put a tourniquet on my arm.
Whoops.
On your arm.
And I had nothing here. I was just holding this, and so I got a tourniquet here, and then someone else came, and basically until I said something about my leg, nothing was done to my leg or the piece of metal sticking out of my stomach.
Woof.
And then after this was done, my stomach never got like really wound packed. We got gauze wrapped around
I
it.
tried to pack it around. I wasn't. Yeah.
My knees from like here down to the floor were like no one felt them, or like so basically like if I had any wounds down here,
They
I
wouldn't
was
have been
dead
found.
because I bled out for like 6 minutes
Or are you there?
sitting in the car.
Yeah, I think it was even longer than that. So, okay.
And I had the person holding my head. If I had like any like head injuries, like my brain basically got crushed
Yeah.
by the first responders.
Okay.
To be fair, I did a really bad job with your head when I showed up as a paramedic as well. I grabbed your head through the window and I told him, I was like, okay, open the door. He went to open the door and it like knocked my hands like that. I was like, wait, hang on.
You told me to open it through your arms.
Yeah.
Good observations.
I think just focusing on him, I don't think, but checking him over.
We can't hear.
I
quite hear you.
should have been more conscious of what was going on around me instead of just the one thing I was working on.
Yes. So you got tunnel vision. We all do that a little bit. That's a big thing when you try to combat in this situation. Any situation where you're with emergency and you're gonna easily just get focused.
How much are we supposed to wrestle the person who's injured to get them to hold still?
As much as you have to save their life. I
Depends
mean,
that it depends what
Especially since he had a
actually
potential spinal
going
injury.
to kill them and how quick.
That's why I basically sat on him.
so I actually have, you don't have to do this in IFACs, but in this IFAC, one of my two, I actually have a pair of zip cuffs for that very reason. If they're really fighting me and they're really hurt, I'm gonna zip cuff their hands behind their back, or zip cuff their hands around a telephone pole or something, so they'll stop fighting me so I can save their life. So that's
The first thing we always do when we approach a scene with an injured or injured or not, with somebody involved in a situation like this, is we talk to them before we get even up to them. We announce, I'm Jether, or my title maybe. I'm a paramedic from this EMS service.
I'm a random guy
I'm here
from
to
off
help.
the sidewalk.
I'm here to help. Okay, or yeah. Hey, my name's Jether. I'm here to help. My name's Mr. English. I'm here to help. And ask them what's going on. See if they're responsive. See what their responsiveness level is, level of consciousness, and level of cognitive function. Maybe they're responsive, but you can tell that the way they're talking. They've probably had a head injury or concussion or something to where they're in a daze and they can't answer questions, that type of thing.
Like him, potentially.
But you always communicate, and that can also help a lot with preventing combative patients. If you introduce yourself in a way that's gentle and makes it clear that you're there to help, because they're having the worst day of their life. They don't know if you came, maybe they have PTSD or trauma in their past, or who knows what. They don't know if you came to hurt them after they just got attacked right by a car. I mean, you don't know. So make sure that when you come up to a scene, you clearly communicate, this is who I am and this is why I'm here. So now we've established that, how can I help you? Okay, now that doesn't mean do what they say necessarily, because some things that they tell you to do is not what you need to do. Okay, they're concerned about the bone sticking out of their arm, but there's no massive hemorrhage and they're bleeding out somewhere else. Okay, you're gonna have to tell them, I'm really sorry about your arm, but I need to put the tourniquet on you and then I'll get to your arm. Okay, so etc., etc. But you do want to communicate in a way that causes people to feel safer rather than the opposite of that, rather than feel like, oh, I'm getting in more danger.
I'm gonna go.
Thank you, Elijah. Let's give him a hand. The driver of
Sorry you died.
You can keep the pants and souvenir or bring them back.
Okay.
Or give them to me later.
Belligerent patients. I had friends who were first responders there in Middle Tennessee where we live, and they were called to an accident where these guys had driven off the side of the road down into a ravine. They were both very large and very drunk. And so they had the hardest time getting these guys out because they're climbing up an embankment with two guys who weighed close to 300 pounds each while they're fighting them and trying to resist everything that they are doing. Okay, that's part of what you have to look forward to in this kind of stuff. In my own case, I asked Jether if he wanted me to tell you my story, and this actually reminded me of it. Many years ago, I was about, I don't know, early 20s.
Long time ago.
Long. I got not necessarily T-boned, but I was pulling across traffic and a car hit me. All right, actually, I was in a Hyundai XL, small car, and I was hit by a Ford van. Okay? The initial impact was right in the middle of the front door, but because I was at an angle, the main impact was at the post between the front and back door, and it snapped the post off and bent the frame of the car. That's how hard he hit me. I ended up hitting my head on the windshield because, as far as I could tell, because of the way he hit me, I twisted around, actually I twisted around the seatbelt and swung into the windshield. Lost consciousness for I don't know how long, obviously, but when I regained consciousness, my body was buzzing like an electric current was flowing through, which you guys all have had some experience with, right? Thanks to my children. And my first thought, honestly, was because it was in the middle of a major thunderstorm in Florida. It was around 10:30 in the morning, and yet it was dark. That's how thick the storm was. Couldn't see rain coming down that you couldn't see 10 feet. So I thought I'd been struck by lightning until the blood started to drip off my head, and I realized, okay, maybe it was something more substantial than lightning. But the first guy, here's part of the God story in this, the first guy by the accident was an off-duty paramedic. He came over, introduced himself to me, and took hold of my head and would not let me move until the paramedics got there. He was just coming back from having played racquetball, and this was in January in Florida, which I know January in Florida is, you know, but it was cold, and it's pouring down rain, cold, and he's in a t-shirt and shorts. And he stood there for, I don't know, several minutes with his back end out in the very cold weather, would not let me move, talked to me the whole time. I don't remember a lot of what he said. When the paramedics showed up, he disappeared, and I have no idea whatever happened to him. I never saw the guy again. Never got his name, never got anything. As far as I know, it was an angel. But the paramedics then did all that they were doing because I had obviously hit my head and had twisted in the seatbelt. They took me out of, it was still pouring down rain. They took me out of the car on a backboard, strapped to a backboard. And I had been trying to tell them, I had just come from my mother's ceramic shop, like 3 blocks away. And I was trying to tell them, you know, my parents are at the ceramic shop back here, not realizing that when I was hit, it spun me around 180 degrees. So I'm pointing in the opposite direction. Okay, so your victim is not, the information that you get from them may or may not be accurate. Okay, you have to pay attention to the situation and realize what's going on. They never did figure out what I was talking about, which was actually a good thing. Because it was pouring down rain, they took me out on the backboard. I'm facing up. The girl, as she pulled me out of the car, told me, okay, I'm gonna put this sheet over your face because, you know, we don't want you to get being rained on your face. I'm laying there thinking, I really hope my mother is not where she can see this, because she'll think I'm dead and have a heart attack on the spot. So they never did figure out. I mean, I didn't see my dad for almost 2 hours afterwards. But that was my situation. They pulled me out, took me to the hospital, and you know, like I said, I'm giving them the best information I can give them, but it was all wrong. So you have to go in thinking, and Jether, I am just telling my story. You are the one who knows all this stuff, so correct anything that I'm telling them wrong. But your victim may or may not be giving you accurate information, because they may not know the whole situation. Like I said, I had turned around 180 degrees and I didn't know that.
Yep, thank you. Appreciate it, that's really helpful. So there's real world experience tells us from the perspective of the patient. So yeah, don't necessarily trust the information they're giving you, but do talk to them, do communicate with them, do ask questions. That paramedic likely was, well, you guys tell me, why do you think are some reasons that maybe that paramedic kept talking to him the whole time that he was injured?
To keep him conscious.
Keep him conscious, possibly? What else?
Keep calm.
Keep him calm? Yeah. Yeah.
Test the airway.
Cause him to feel maybe like, okay, I have a friend here, a little bit more comforted, right? A little bit more calm, distracted from the trauma of the situation, injuries. I mean, there's lots of reasons, but definitely that's one thing that I got to remind myself, but I also try to remind people constantly is don't just get tunnel vision and go, okay, apply a tourniquet, and then the patient's like, what's this person, random person that's like touching me everywhere, and what are they doing? You know, because they're in a dazed state or who knows what, and they don't know what's going on. So make sure you communicate.
I would say remember that you're dealing with a person.
Yes, absolutely.
Not with a mannequin.
Right. So that person, they have lots of feelings, and all of them are freaking out. All of their feelings are probably freaking out in that moment. That very well may be the worst day of their life. One thing they say about firefighters and paramedics is it's usually when the pager goes off, it's somebody's worst day and it's the firefighter's best day, because sadly often firefighters, paramedics, those type of people, they're very motivated by like this adrenaline rush. You know, I'm here to save the day, I'm the hero, and it can be very easy to forget that that's a person, and that person is seriously having the worst moment of their life, or a very traumatic moment. So make sure that even if you're feeling like the excitement of, oh, I'm gonna go help somebody, whatever, don't forget what that person is experiencing. Don't forget that in that moment, that person is really in need of the Jesus that's in you, and his hands and being his hands and feet. Any other observations? I can probably mention about 100, but I want to hear from you guys too. Go ahead.
A couple things I noticed. One is when you have 2 people in the car and one's super injured and one's not as injured.
Make sure we speak up so we can hear.
Yeah, so we had 2 people in this car, right? One's super injured, one's not that injured. Now, granted, he may have a neck injury, right? But he doesn't appear very injured. He's bleeding from the head a little bit. That's what?
Less blood, maybe higher level consciousness.
Right. And so when you have someone like that, I would say you want to get that person out of the passenger seat, have someone on C-spine stabilizing the head, and then drag them out of the passenger seat. Then you can get someone in the passenger seat actually able to really help assess this guy right here. And then you're not, I saw people like almost stepping on this guy. The guy from the passenger seat ended up laying down with his head on the, like his head in the middle. So you don't want to get on top of one of your patients. So I would move the less hurt patient so you can treat the more hurt patient better. Also, assuming that the one car is drivable, which granted you have to use your imagination since it wasn't in a wreck, but assuming the car is drivable, you might want to move it so you can then open that driver's side door. Again, depending, the driver's side door may very well be smashed. It may be smashed
in my
shut.
case, there would have been no way to take me out through that door.
Right. But depending, if you can, it's great to be able to open that door to get to them. A lot easier to blood sweep and tourniquet the legs if necessary, that kind of stuff.
I will say too, on that, this situation, we did not really lay out the scenario at all for you. You just showed up, and so you kind of have to respond according to what you see and what you add in with your imagination. But if you're in a situation where you can call 911 and have emergency response on the way, what you want to do is actually very minimal. You want to keep that person in as good of a state as you can until the paramedics get there. Firefighters, it's if police, for law enforcement, for traffic control and all that. You really don't want to do very much unless you've been trained by people other than me in the forest, right? Like actual, you have certifications type stuff. And experience, because you want to let them do their job that they know. You don't want to make the situation worse. So by that, I'm not saying don't do anything. I'm absolutely saying if you feel like you're confident enough to get out of your car and go help, then do. But like if paramedics are coming in 5 or 10 minutes, you may not move that car. You may just lean in there and hold C-spine like he mentioned. Hold their head, talk to them, check for bleeding. Stop bleeding. If they're talking, they have an airway. If not, check for an airway. And pretty much bleeding and airway is the only things that you're probably going to do for if you find an issue there, or check for and treat if you find an issue, other than just communicating with them, just being there, praying with them, etc. So this can be very different if you're just helping them for the next few minutes to help higher level of training. More higher training. You know what I'm trying to say. People who are more highly trained. Whereas, if you're out, one time I drove through a section of the desert out west where a sign said, next gas station 100 miles. And I didn't see a building for 100 miles. And so, if you're out in the middle of that, you're 50 miles from, at least on that main road, from anybody. Down other roads, you'll never know if there's a little village or town with like maybe an EMS unit or something. But you're a long ways from help. So that situation may be a little different. If it's negative 20 degrees out or it's 110 degrees out and sunny, like you may be doing a little more, or just the fact that like you don't know if it's going to be a long time. Maybe you don't have cell service. You're by yourself. So like, okay, now what do we do, right?
Or you're on a camping trip on top of a mountain, which is more the environment we train in.
Right. Because I'm talking specifically car wrecks, but there's a lot of environments that we train for where it's not a car wreck. It's more like probably emergency response is either going to be a long time or not come. For example, I'm reading a book right now called Small Party Assisted Rescue. It's about cave rescue. Basically what to do if you're in a situation where one in your party gets injured and you have only a few people. And there's some situations, there's some pretty seriously hardcore cavers. Some of those guys, you got 4 people hiking up a snow-capped mountain and then going into a cave for 3 days. Like, you're not necessarily even going to get emergency responders there. You're on your own. So there's those situations as well. In most cases, at some point, you'll have emergency responders getting there, but is it going to be 5 minutes, or is it going to be 5 hours, or is it going to be 5 days? And also, we don't just train for for the environment that we find ourselves in daily life. We also train for, well, what if, I always say, what if the Chinese attack us, right? Like, what if there's warfare on our soil and then chaos ensues and you can't call 911 and get a response? You know, you don't know. So we do train for all those environments. But as far as car wrecks, just keep that in mind. Really, any environment, keep that in mind of when am I going to get help and from whom, and what do I need to do until then. And you know, maybe I shouldn't actually do very much because I don't really know what I'm doing here, but they are going to die if I don't put a tourniquet on, you know, or if I don't help them get an airway, you know. And I can talk to them, pray with them.
One thing to consider, and this is something that Jeff has pointed out the previous 4 days, or you know, the previous 4 times we trained, is a lot of it depends on the situation. If this situation had been the same, except there was smoke and tongues of fire coming out from under the hood, you would have responded completely differently. You'd back the car away, pull both people out as fast as you can. I mean, yeah, put someone on C-spine, but get them out immediately. Even if you risk injuring their spine more, you have to get them out if the car's on fire. Only other thing I'll say is, I don't know who did it, but somebody put a Mylar blanket, or tell me if I misunderstood the situation, but I see 2 blankets out. It looks like somebody put Mylar on the guy who just had a little cut on his head. Is that right? No? Okay, so
one was on Elijah because of his blood loss. I did that one.
Okay, never mind. That's good.
Yeah.
Okay. No, that's great.
Yeah, well, that was good because they had blood loss. So.
Only other thing is, somebody said, I don't know if you told them this or somebody said this, but at one point I heard someone say that, you know, she's not breathing very well. That'd be a good time to put her in recovery position.
You're already anchored around, getting out of the car. You can yank around like
exactly.
Rolling her over.
If she already got dragged over there, it's not going to hurt her to do that and prop her head.
Yeah. So when I showed up as a paramedic, I dropped an MPA. She protested, but I did it. I spared her that for real, but in real world. But yeah, if you don't have an MPA, then recovery position would be great.
So what do you do if it's like paralysis Elijah, when you had like something in
Impalement.
the stomach and it was like breathing that? How do you do that when it's like something you can't put a tourniquet on?
Good question. I answer. I think I know the answer.
Right.
So what I didn't remember, what I didn't realize, I just packed around it. What you'd actually want to do is take it out and then stick the gauze into the wound, into his stomach.
No, you don't take out. You don't take out impaled objects.
Oh, so did I treat it right?
Yeah, if you take it out, then even more bleeding happens. You leave it in. You did the right thing by packing around.
Well, he said I didn't.
Who said you did?
Elijah.
What did he say you should have done?
He said it wasn't wound packed or whatever. And
he was mistaken. He hasn't trained very much lately.
Maybe. Okay. Well, listen.
He hasn't trained much in a while.
Maybe what he meant is it should have been wound packed a lot sooner, or he didn't realize you packed it. I think he knows better than to say to take it out.
Well, see, I didn't think you were supposed to take it out, but then when he said it, I was like, did I do it wrong?
You're not supposed to.
Okay.
But yeah, you would just.
So you just pack all around it.
Here, you wanna just demonstrate wound packing, because we didn't go over that, did we, at all?
No.
No, there's lots of things we didn't go over and don't have time to go over. But
sure.
I'll show you since you asked. So if that's in your stomach or
stabbed,
either way.
Well, if his arm would be tourniquet, sure. Stabbed into my, I don't know.
Just hold it.
Just hold it right here.
Just reveal your
Okay.
firearm.
Stabbed into me here.
So what you can do, this is way too small, but if you have a big bandage,
yeah, that's a little
is
piece.
you can go around him. It's really only enough to go around you, but you can get that one. But you would go around, and you just wrap a whole bunch around it, and just kind of stabilize it and keep going around and around and around, to where it just holds it in place. And if necessary, you can even put some other objects next to it, like this, and then wrap them to keep it from moving around.
Well, and also, depending if necessary, you can stick it in some and then wrap around.
If you feel like it's going to help to kind of put some actually in that wound, don't stuff it inside the wound in the abdominal cavity, because it'll just keep disappearing in there and it doesn't work.
Hard to fish out.
In a muscle, yes, you would pack it, but not in there.